Alright, on today's video we're going to show you how to service your S&B intake, your air cleaner that needs to be cleaned. So we've got my Ram 1500 over here. We're kind of doing two videos. We're doing a coolant one and then a separate segment here on doing the air filter. I'm going to do them kind of at the same time. So I have one of the S&B intakes on my Ram 1500 here. I would imagine all the S&B filters are going to be serviced the same way, so it's probably applicable to you in any vehicle that has an S&B cleanable air filter. Just maybe the disassembly part might be a little different. This one's in a little cold air box, pulls air from the fender well over here, and yeah, there's a little pickup tube that goes down in the grill, and then the fender well here pulls the air in. Stays sealed in a little box to prevent hot engine heat air from getting in the intake, or at least that's what they claim. And then yeah, right into the throttle body there. So we're going to take this cover off, pull this air filter out, and then we're going to show you how to clean it and oil it. So first we're going to get a Phillips head screwdriver here. Number 2 should be good. And we're going to pull this cover off. All right, we got the cover off, so now we're going to undo the hose clamp fitting here, loosen up the hose clamp, and then hopefully be able to slip the filter out. It's been a little while since I've done this one on this car, and I forget if we also need to like slip this part back, basically remove the intake tube, which I'm kind of remembering now that needs to happen. All right, we'll be back. 5/16 nut driver should handle the hose clamps. We go ahead and loosen that one up, because that's going to help us remove the filter. That's loose now. And then we will loosen up this guy here on the coupling. Just loose enough to slip that off. And then we will also undo the clip for the MAF sensor. Just like that. There's a little push tab and the bottom of it, so pretty simple. And then we should be able to lift this out. Just like so. And then slip our air filter out of here. Oh, here's the air filter. You can see it's definitely a little dirty, needs some love and attention. This filter element also has that, I think they call it a power core. I might have to double check on that, but this thing's full of little bugs and gross stuff in there also. So we're going to go set this up and get this cleaned out, show you how to do that. All right, so here's our goods. Don't mind the clutter on the toolbox here. We're just focusing on these 3 products, not the earmuffs, not the coolant. So we have a air filter cleaner, which is labeled conveniently step 1. We have air filter oil, which is conveniently labeled step 2. And then they didn't bother to label this, but this is step 3, because you just put the oil into this applicator. It has a little graduations on it for how much oil you need, and then you evenly distribute it out in the filter. But we're skipping step 1, so let's go back. So we're going to use this air filter cleaner here, which is probably just some type of concentrated degreaser. I got this kit from S&B directly. I think it was around 30 bucks. So yeah, if you're going to be servicing your filter, you could swing on their website and pick up this kit. Obviously, before you start, you'd want to have this stuff in hand. I think they also have 2 different colors for the oil. So if you want like a red or blue filter, you can do either or, because the oil is really what colors the filter. The filter is actually like white, and then the oil is what makes the color. So we're going to go ahead and take this outside and give it a good soak. All right, we're actually going to move back over here because the lighting is a lot better. See what's going on. I got a little tray set up. So we'll go ahead and do our first little couple taps. Oh, this actually surprisingly is removing some material. I thought this was just kind of like a joke. And you don't want to use like compressed air or anything on this. It could damage the filter elements, the pleats and everything. So just follow the procedure, kind of highlights what to do, what not to do. So go ahead and turn a little nozzle on, and hopefully this thing isn't broken. We got multiple settings. Spray. Oh man. Our spray bottle's seen better days. This is an older kit. I got this a while ago. I've used it a couple times now. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work. So let's go ahead and get this all sprayed up. And then we'll let it soak for 10 minutes. This is honestly probably just like Simple Green in their bottle, but you know, we're gonna stick with the correct stuff and use this here. Really wish the spray bottle was working, but she seems to have died. I think we're gonna have to pour the contents into just a generic sprayer. We'll come back. And what do you know, in my locker I have an empty Simple Green sprayer bottle. So I think we'll just pour the contents into here. I'll rinse this out quick, and then we'll get back to spraying. All right, I had an even better idea. I just took this Simple Green sprayer, and it actually threaded right on top of the bottle. This is more Alliance that I think this contents is just Simple Green, but we won't say anything further about that. Oh yeah, now we're spraying. So let's go ahead and get this all sprayed up nice and good. And let it soak for 10 minutes. I don't know if you could hear this on camera. I'll try and hold this up. It actually sounds like the cleaner is like bubbling or it's like activated, like it's actually cleaning something. I don't know. It's kind of cool. So maybe it is better than Simple Green. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. All right, for our next step here, we're just gonna take the hose without a nozzle. Sorry, it's already dark out. And we're just gonna flush basically from the inside out, so kind of back flushing all the debris that would have got stuck in the pleats. We're not just gonna jam it further into the pleats. We're gonna back flush it out, and just with some soft water, no high pressure, anything like that. And then we're gonna let it sit and dry overnight. And then we'll resume to the next step of oiling the filter. So there it is, just light water pressure. Just gonna flush everything out of that filter. All right, guys, we're kind of limited on light there. I was doing it out by the driveway, the end of the shop, and it's already dark out. You know, nights and weekends, warrior. So kind of work with what we got. And yeah, so we got it all cleaned out. We really just took the hose, put it in here, and flush everything out of the pleats. Work your way around. No high pressure, no nozzle on the hose or anything like that. And as you can see, it's nice and clean. And most of the oil came out, so you see it kind of lost its color, went back to that like white shade, which is what the filter is naturally. So yeah, it looks good. So we'll let this dry overnight, and then we'll be back in the next clip in the video, and we'll be ready to oil it once it's dry. All right, guys, we are back. It's the following day. The filter is clean. It's dry. That was just some water sitting on this rubber lip here. The pleats and everything on the element look dry. So we'll give it a quick wipe down with a rag, and then we are ready to oil it. So here's our oil kit that we showed you yesterday. This is the bottle, and then this is the applicator with the little graduation marks for how much oil you need. So you can just go on their website, look up the filter that you have for your vehicle, and it'll show you how much oil. This filter, since it's pretty big, takes 85 milliliters, and then an additional 20 for the power core area, because you got to oil that too. So that would give you 105. This goes up to 100, but you know, if we just go all the way to the little neck here, I think we'll be fine. So basically a full volume of this, and then we're gonna basically evenly spread it on the filter, let it kind of bleed and spread out, and then we'll touch up any areas that didn't get filled, and it should be good to go. All right, so we got our bottle filled up here, and we're just gonna go along the pleats. And we're basically gonna do this at I don't know, I'd say like 1/2 inch gaps, and then we'll stand the filter up and just kind of let it bleed, and you'll see it'll like fill itself in, which is kind of cool. And we'll just go around in circles. around the filter, and yeah, you'll see when we're done it'll be all blue and it'll be filled in. So let me go ahead and get this done, and then we'll show you the final product. Alright, so you can see how it's kind of filling itself in. It's only been like a minute or two, and I've put in we got about 40 right here, so I put in 60 so far, and then I got another 40 to use to basically fill in the little spots. We're going to sit here and let this bleed. I certainly don't want to over oil it, but it's nice that you know the volume of oil that's supposed to be in there, so you kind of like can't do that, but you do need to make sure that you spread the oil out evenly. You don't over oil a certain area of the filter. And you can see it's pretty even all the way around. We just got a couple little spots to kind of go back through and fill in, and we'll do that now with the remaining oil. All right, you can see our filter is looking good. It's all blue in color. Might do a little touch up right here. I still have a teeny bit of oil left just to fill in any last minute touches, about 10 mil. And then we'll go ahead and put the filter in, and we'll wrap this up. All right, we got the filter back in, all the hose clamps tight. We're just gonna fit up our little plexiglass cover. Oh, I think that might go one of these ways. And yeah, then we'll be pretty much wrapped up with the job. Got the cover back on. Everything is tightened up. The only thing I'm gonna do quick is just pull the MAF out, which that just pulls right out of the grommet. And we'll just clean this off quick. I have some MAF cleaner in my locker. There it is, mass airflow sensor cleaner. We got the sensor here. We'll just give it a couple quick shots of cleaner. Just like that, nice and clean. And this little tab, it goes in line with the airflow, so just so you don't clock this wrong and then it mismeasures your airflow coming in your intake. So super easy. And then it's got a little rubber seal on it. You just pop that baby right in until it stops, and then line that tab up. Let me get the light so you guys can see a little better. So you'll see that little tab that just has to be in line with the airflow. And then we can put our connector back in. Hear that clip tight. Give everything a good shake. Looks all good. And that is it, people. Super simple to service. I normally do this probably every other oil change. So not every oil change I'm doing. Every other one I think is fine. I don't really live in a super like dusty, dirty country road area. So most of my driving, the air and stuff I think is relatively clean, so I can look at the filter, and I don't really off-road with the vehicle or anything like that. So if you're doing those kinds of activities, you're probably gonna need to clean and service the filter more often. But for me, regular city driving, highway driving, every other oil change seems to have been working well for me. And this truck has about 60,000 miles on it. All right, guys, that about wraps up this one. Thanks for checking out this video. Hope you learned something and that you'll be able to service your S&B filter. And we'll close this video off with a little cold start and a couple little revs so you can hear the intake and the exhaust in the truck. So we'll see you on the next one.